After 2 days of basically playing memes, I decided that for today's video we should play something slightly more competitive, and we'll continue the trend tomorrow. Today we're going to be playing Karakondzhul's Archer list. Now this is the list that he took to the Masters series. We didn't get to see it because it was banned, but I'm a big fan of it, especially in the current meta where there's an awful lot of blue decks running around. So we're going to go ahead and queue this up. The reason that this list is particularly good against the blue list is because the minus effects that are present in agility are great ways to combat Daggerfall mages, Breton conjurers, etc., etc. It kind of changes the way they have to play the game. And cards like Murkwater Scourge, Sai Sahan, etc. can be very good against tokens, which are very popular right now as well. So overall, if you're looking for like a quality mid-range list, I think this is a pretty good one. We're going to keep the Gambler here. I was trying to throw the Slayer back because it was a prophecy. We wanted to find at least a 2-drop. But have not found it as of yet. Now we do have this Pyromancer here. So if we are against tokens, that has the potential to end up being very good for us. Wow.
This one will never forget that.
So we do not have a 2-drop. So we just don't want Resolute Ally to come down. If no Resolute Ally comes down in that field lane, that Skaven's going to be very, very satisfying. If Resolute Ally comes down and buffs those, well, we're going to have a bad time.
Give no quarter.
This one can be counted
Give
upon.
no quarter.
This
Right.
one can be counted upon.
Wait.
March
Did you hear
man.
that?
Okay.
Wait. Did you hear that?
So this will be a very satisfying Skaven Pyromancer. Now they do have double makeshift defenses, so if they have, for example, Mercenary Captain, they can get a lot of value out of that card here.
Take them with me.
But they did not seem to have it, so a couple of different ways that we could approach this. Punisher makes an awful lot of sense just because it saturates our magicka. You could use this to guard up over here and take one of these out just in case they have Ring and Divine Fervor for the following turn, but then you can also just use this to take out the Divine Fervor. So another option here is, believe it or not, just going with Brotherhood Slayer. Being able to take these out while also generating a contract feels pretty good. So I actually think that's the way that we want to go. We'll go ahead and get that damage in. I think we saved the Scimitar for a combat trick. So I expect this to be Divine Fervor.
Chimeric spirit
There
of
it
the
is.
sky, guide us. Take them with me.
This is a
Just
fantastic
give me an
prophecy for us. And they conceded off the prophecy. Wow. So they were probably just going to end up conceding afterwards anyway, because we did have the Archer to go there as well. But nonetheless, Karakondzhul's Archer list 1-0 so far. And like I said, his list, one of the reasons I was so excited to see this at the Master Series is it was a great read on the meta. What I mean by that is that he was going into it and he said, okay, I expect a lot of Battle Mage, specifically like mid-Battle Mage, and if people do play aggressive lists, they're probably going to be Crusader or Halalu, and they tend to go wide, and so he's created this list that does very well against both. And like I said, it was just kind of a masterful deck building example of expecting your opponents to bring certain things and then identifying what has great matchups against it, identifying good counters. I think this is fine. This is a little questionable, but overall, yeah, so that's a much better 4-drop. It sounds weird with a deck like this that this is not as favorable as this, but this card is great right now, in my opinion.
Watch yourself now.
And this is perhaps one of the better examples of why I think this card is great, is if we could play it this turn. We're going to go with this
Just
over the
give me an
gambler.
item.
Because we hope to value trade in.
Let's do this.
Your
Oof. Blood will spill.
That is a big whiff for them. But we are pretty happy to see it. Now, we can take
It's
this
nothing
value
personal.
trade if we want. Gives us the contract that we could then use to play this. We could also just shadow shift this away to protect it. But I feel like trading in here, contract, hitting that makes the most sense. So we're going to go ahead and take this trade. Get this in. And then we're going to use our contract, play a Scourge. Just kind of keep control of this field lane as best we can. Shadow Shift can still bail this out if needed. Or in this case, maybe bail this out. I think this is... Oh, I thought I hit the ring there. I think this is fine. You just take the value trade. Keep doing what we're doing. They did use a bolt on the Mornhold Trader. That's kind of a win for us because that's one less lightning bolt they're likely to have for this gambler that will be probably coming down here very soon.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
Expect this to eat here. And just rapid shotting me as well, huh? That's not very kind.
What have we here?
Care to make a
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do this, and we have to make a decision. Pawnbroker has the potential to be very powerful. The curse is very good in this matchup. I like the flexibility that Shadow Shift provides us. And Punisher is very good. So this is kind of a tough decision. Ultimately, I feel like getting rid of the Punisher makes the most sense in this particular scenario. That's kind of a tough call. I think it was between Punisher and Shadow Shift.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Alright, so they had the Earthbone.
I have you now.
I guess the good news for us is that we have this answer.
Have business with House Halal.
Oh, well that's not ideal by any means. We're gonna go ahead and just do this because we want to cycle.
You will die
You
where you
bet on the
stand.
wrong side.
Now, Skaven could allow us to trade even with this, but we were not really interested in trading. We want to be able to push damage, I think. So I think we just wait. Belligerent Giant's a pretty good pickup as far as our late game bombs go here.
My business is none of theirs.
So again, the Skaven's a little clunky. Now we could just bounce their Cradle Crush with Belligerent, and when they played again, it would potentially eat this. Skaven eats our own, so I think Skaven's just going to end up having to compete over here. Little bit sad, but I think it's probably correct to do this and save the Belligerent for trying to push. By now, it's likely they've found another Lightning Bolt for this.
Die.
So it's likely trade, Lightning Bolt, and develop.
Khajiit will keep you safe.
Okay.
Watch yourself now.
Well, that's a pretty, I think, easy. Wow, they didn't even take the trade here. That's a pretty easy belligerent giant target then. Because I mean, we don't care if they get this,
Didn't see this coming, eh?
right?
My business is none of theirs.
We don't care if they get to play that conjurer again. We just want to push damage. So this gets us 4, so we really just need 2 damage to survive somehow, some way.
I will spill your blood. Khajiit will keep you safe.
Conjurer is fine. So at this point, with 3 magicka left, we're worried about Harpy. Because with the breakthrough, like right now, we're still threatening lethal. We can just run right over the 2-1.
We of the Reach.
All right, so that is it. That is a quick 2-0 for Karakondzhul's archer list in an impressive fashion. And I think this is a great showcase, right? Because we went against a token deck and we went against a battle mage deck. I think that's what this list was created to target. You got to see the advantages of both on display. So yeah, mission accomplished. It's a great list. Deck code will be in the video description as always. And thanks for watching. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.